I'm going to draw out the guideline. We want to draft out the back of the bustier. So I'll draw out the guideline. So this will serve as a center back. Now I'm going to make 1 inch for zipper allowance. So I'm going to connect, draw a straight line. Then on the shoulder line, I like to draw 1 inch line. It's an extension to the front. It's just an allowance. It's an allowance to join the front bodies, the shoulder. So this is our new shoulder line. So now I'm just going to put down the measurement. Armhole length 8 inches. The bust point 11 inches. The waist 18 inches. Then the full length 25 inches. Then 1 inch folding allowance. Here is not 1 inch, so I'm just going to add another P part to it. Before we do that, let's just continue first. We're going to do that later. I hope we don't forget. So I'm just going to rule out the line. Okay, having done that, we're going to take the shoulder measurement, which is 7.5 plus half an inch, make it 8 inches. We're going to take it down to the armhole length, that's the chest line. So we're going to connect them. So I'm going to take the bust circumference, which is 45 divided by 4, 11 1/4. So put down 11 1/4 here. Let me just extend the lines. So put down the waist measurement, which is 37 divided by 4 will give us 9 1/4. We'll mark 9 1/4 here. The hip is 47 divided by 4 will give us 11 3/4. So we're going to connect them. So we'll come to the shoulder line to get our shoulder slope depth, 1.5 inches, to take the measurement of the neck, which is 3 inches, then 1 inch down from the shoulder line. Then we'll connect it. So also connect the shoulder, the armhole to meet the neckline. This is what we'll have. Now we'll come to the armhole length to get the midpoint. So we'll get our curve ruler and connect. You know, for the back, we're not taking any depth, so you just connect like so. This is how you connect it for the back. Then you make a straight line for the zip allowance, like so. Now we're going to take the bust span measurement, which is 8.5 divided by 2, give us 4 1/4. So we're going to mark 4 1/4 here. Then we'll mark 4 1/4 here. We'll take it down. We're going to connect them together. So this is what we have. We'll come to the shoulder. We'll take the measurement of the shoulder to get the midpoint. So connect it to the bust line. Oh, let me label this. I forgot to label. Chest line, bust point or bust line. Then waist, full length. So come to our shoulder. What we'll do here, we just take in 1/4 inch here, then here 1/4 inch to make it 1/2 inch that intake. Then we'll come down by 3 inches. So we're going to connect it. So having done that, we'll come to the waistline to take our dart. We'll take in 1/2 inch here and 1/2 inch here to make it 1 inch dart intake. So connect it to the bust line. So here we're going to take in 1/4 inch here, then 1/4 inch here. Then we'll connect it down. So whatever we are taking out, we're going to replace it back. So here we took 1/2 inch. So we're going to replace it back, 1/2 inch here. Here we took 1 inch. We're going to replace it back. Then we'll come back to the chest line. So here we're going to take, from the chest line, we're going to take down by 1 inch. So we'll now extend the dart to this place. I hope you're following. We extend the dart to that place. That's where our back blade is, or you can call it shoulder blade. Now we're going to extend the shoulder so that we can replace back the dart intake we took here. We took 1/2 inch here, so we're going to replace it back by 1/2 inch. So we're going to connect to draw a new armhole line. Okay, so this is what we have. Also going to connect here. So now we're going to add our 1 inch at the top of the shoulder line for sewing allowance. So we're going to connect. This is what I do. So So we're just going to extend it. Having done that, we're going to overlap this shoulder. We're going to overlap it so that we can get a straight line for our shoulder, so that our shoulder will not be shortened. So I'm just going to place the masking tape there and then make a straight line. So get our exact shoulder. Now we're going to add our sewing allowance at the side. 2 inches sewing allowance. So I'm going to connect them now. Having done that, so we'll come to the waist. At the zipper area, we'll take in 1 inch to remove the budge parts of the zip area. So we'll take 1/2 inch here, then 1/2 inch here to make it 1 inch also. Now we're going to connect it to the neck. Connect it to the neck. We'll also connect it to the fullness of the dress, that's the full length. So for this, we're going to connect it to the waistline. Make sure it does not get to the sewing seam allowance, okay? So connect it to the waistline. You just to take out that bulge that is always on the waist. So this is what we have. First, let's just cut out. So this is what we have for the back. Now we're going to cut to the waistline. We're going to cut this open. So I'm just going to open it a bit. So I'll just mark this place. So I'll mask it. So now we're going to take out our zipper allowance. So we're going to mark our zipper allowance now, which is 1 inch. So here we're going to cut open. Now we have both our back bodies on paper, on another paper, because I've transferred it to another paper. So we're just going to add our sewing allowance. Before we do that, I'm going to draw out the line, so we can just add our sewing allowance like so. So I'm going to add half an inch at the side. So this is what we have for the back, and this is what we have for the front. So this is the front and the back classic bustier. This is all about the classic bustier. In case you have any questions you'd like to ask regarding this class, please do well to comment on the C section. Thank you so much for learning with me and drafting with me. I'm very glad that you're part of this journey with me. So please do not forget to like, share, and subscribe to my channel. My name still remains J Culture. See you in the next class. Bye.